I'm Hannah Eason, and this is VCU InSight. 1 year ago today, the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a global pandemic.
Breaking news tonight, the coronavirus outbreak declared a global pandemic, and now the extreme new measures in the U.S.
As we now know, those numbers kept on climbing. More than 29 million Americans have tested positive for COVID-19. Over 500,000 people have died. But today, cases are on the downward trend, and 31 million Americans have been fully vaccinated as of this week. Here in Richmond, the numbers were low enough to get some VCU students back on campus. Here's InSight reporter Cameron Branscombe.
As you can see, campus is still pretty empty, but some classes are actually back in person as of last Thursday. Smaller face-to-face classes and some hybrid classes returned to campus March 4th. According to VCU President Michael Rao, the decision to return to in-person learning was based on current COVID testing trends and the ability to quarantine those who are positive. Let's look at some of those numbers. In January, there were 188 students who tested positive for COVID. By the end of last week, that number was down to 20. VCU does have some new guidelines this semester. One of those is called Entry Pass. Entry Pass is connected to VCU's daily health check. A green check from Entry Pass will be required to enter some VCU buildings, such as the gym, VCU libraries, and the student commons. Also new this semester, asymptomatic testing is now mandatory. So far, the positivity rate for those tests is about 0.5%. For VCU InSight, I'm Cameron Branscombe.
Some VCU students may now be eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. Local health departments just started offering shots to more people in the 1B category. Here in Richmond, shots are available to everyone in the 1B category. That includes frontline essential workers like grocery store workers, those between the ages of 16 and 64 with underlying medical conditions, and those who work in the food industry, which includes restaurant workers. As of this week, about 18% of Virginians have received at least one vaccine dose. College students could see an extra $1,400 this month as Congress just passed a third coronavirus relief bill. The first two rounds of checks did not go to dependents over the age of 17, which left out many college students, recent graduates, and retirees. Dependents will now be eligible for checks as long as the person claiming them meets other requirements, like earning less than $70,000 per year. This year's A10 men's basketball tournament was held at the Siegel Center. VCU heads to the title game this weekend, which is not in Richmond. Here's Niall McNair with a tournament recap.
En route to the title game, VCU had a nail-biting victory versus Dayton and a dominant performance against Davidson. Now, VCU will travel to Dayton, Ohio to face top-seeded St. Bonaventure in the title game. VCU entered the tournament as the number 2 seed and received a bye into the quarterfinals. The bye allowed for the return of star Nashawn Bones Highland, who missed the final 2 games of the regular season with the right foot sprain. Highland led the way with 30 points in VCU's 73-68 quarterfinal win over Dayton. The 64-52 semifinal victory over Davidson was more of a team effort, as 9 different players scored for VCU. With the win over St. Bonaventure in the title game, VCU would get an automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. For VCU InSight, I'm Niall McNair.